All right, you've heard the story by now. A couple from Tennessee simply wanted to adopt a son. After what they did, it's turned into an international incident. The couple adopted a 7-year-old boy, then said he had mental disabilities that they weren't told about. So they pinned a note on him, put him on a plane, and shipped him back to Russia. Now the government is involved. Russia's halted all adoptions to the U.S. The United States denies that claim, but Russia's waiting for an American delegation to discuss the adoption fiasco. Should governments be involved here? And what kind of picture of Americans does this paint for those in Russia and abroad, Ruth?
Well, this is one incident. I know that it's not an isolated incident. I know that several Russian adopted children have come to bad ends here in the United States. I think that Russia was saying that they want to institute some policy where they maintain control over the children after they're here. If they want to maintain control over their children, they shouldn't sell them, which is what they're doing. I want to know if they're just as concerned about their mail-order brides as they are about these children. And honestly, this is a hideous, hideous occurrence. This woman is insane and needs to be prosecuted, but she needs to be prosecuted on the same child abuse charges that she'd face if that child were her genetic offspring. You know, parenthood is not a revolving door. You can't just return the kid to a Nordstrom's because he doesn't fit. You know, it's a disgusting story, but I have to say that it's not the government. I mean, sure, there's going to be some sort of regulations about who can adopt and what the paperwork is and all that stuff that I frankly don't even know what it is. But obviously the safety of these children is important. But this woman, this is a case of child abuse and cruelty, and she needs to face charges. The fact that she bought this child is irrelevant.
All right, Charlotte, what do you think?
Oh, I so disagree with you, Ruth.
Oh, good.
You know, I'm just so offended by the way the media just makes all these assumptions and just jumps on this woman. I have empathy for her. I don't think that she went about this the right way. And I think there were resources in Tennessee that she could have looked to. For example, Vanderbilt University have a great service.
Well, hold on, Ruth. Go ahead, Charlotte. Finish.
But the truth is kids are not blank slates, and I think that you can look at what she says, and actually you can see that there could be some validity to it. One of her neighbors has already come forward and said the kid tried to set the house on fire, and I can understand being fearful for your life and thinking she was, having this kid saying he's going to kill you constantly, and the studies show that there is a propensity for crime that can be brought forth through the genes. And a really good example of this, there's a guy named Jeffrey Landgren who was raised by a law-abiding upper middle income family, and from day one he had these criminal tendencies, violent. His family couldn't understand it. Eventually he murdered. He's now on death row in Arizona. The family looked up his birth parents, found out his father is on death row. His birth father is on death row in another state. His grandfather had murdered, and there was violence and crime that was throughout his entire family tree. And there are tons of situations like this. So science supports that.
So you're against adoption?
No, I'm not against adoption, but I think that you can't look at kids at a blank slate. You have to understand that you don't know what their background is, and you have to have resources in place to battle with that if necessary.
All right, let me jump in quickly. And Charlotte, I'm going to give you 5 seconds. We're way over on this, but I'm going to give you 5 seconds. Regardless of how it played out, and in this situation, you're saying they're justified in returning the child. Are you telling me it's acceptable to put a note on a kid's shirt, put them on a plane, and simply ship them back to where they came from? Yes or no? Yes or no?
No, I don't agree with the way she did it, but I have some sympathy for her situation. That's what I'm saying.
But she did the wrong thing. I understand she was in a bad situation, but that's a human being. You can't just stick it in a FedEx box and send it somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do that. All right, that's it. We're out of time. We're so out of time, we're out of topics. We're out of time, we're out of topics. All right, Ruth, Charlotte, nice job. I'll talk to you guys next week.
Thanks, Fred.
Okay.